Do you ever have days where you feel that stress is just taking over? As a leader, you are not alone. Leading others in today's business world is not for the faint of heart, and as a business owner myself, I get it. Hi there, my name is Tara Lee and I'm with Next Level, and we help leadership teams remove daily stress, and we help them remove barriers so they can achieve what's really most important to them. Managing stress these days seems to be a part of everyone's job description, but don't sweat it, because I'm here to share with you 3 practical strategies around self-awareness, leadership clarity, and effective habits that's going to help you minimize stress and maximize performance. At the end of this video, I'm also going to give you a link to a really simple leadership exercise that you can use to quickly build engagement with your team, something that is also going to help you decrease your stress as a leader. So my first tip to reducing leadership stress is around self-awareness and really taking the opportunity to get to know yourself better. Dr. Tasha Eurich calls it the meta skill of the 21st century. But get this, only 10 to 15% of professionals are truly self-aware, and I find that statistic shocking. So taking the time to learn about your patterns, your preferences, your triggers, and your reactions is really crucial to learning how to leverage and manage stress for yourself. So John is a CEO that I recently worked with earlier this year, and he was finding he was getting really tense and impatient during meetings with his team. After learning a bit about his working style, he recognized that he really preferred conversations at a really high altitude. So he liked focusing on strategy and brainstorming solutions to problems. However, most of his team were more energized by more daily tactical conversations, focusing on projects, making sure that everything was staying on track. So through doing some work and looking at their meeting structure and making some simple adjustments, John was able to find himself being much more engaged in those conversations and therefore not quite as frustrated and not as stressed. My second tip to reducing leadership stress is around clarity. So when you Google leadership stress and burnout, you often will find lots of resources around prioritization and delegation. However, there's a step that has to come before that. So ensuring that your executives are completely aligned and understand what is really most important, what is the one thing that they need to really accomplish over the next 6 to 9 months, is essential to understand how you're going to prioritize and delegate your work. So this clarity is really the antidote to being too busy. And this level of focus just helps clear away everything, all that noise and all the clutter, and allows you to really just focus on the goal. So this particular strategy reminds me of this client, probably one of my favorite clients I've ever worked with. They were a really young and vibrant organization, and they had a team of people that were so deeply committed to the vision of the organization that they were all almost running themselves ragged. They were constantly busy introducing new projects, events, initiatives, and they just couldn't keep up. They were running ragged. So once the leadership team took the time to address what their one most important thing was, we call it their rally cry or their thematic goal, then they were able to communicate these priorities to their staff. They were able to have clarity around how to share the workload and then provide everybody the support that they needed to be more successful. And finally, my third tip to reduce leadership stress is to focus on building really effective habits. Habits are those behaviors that we take day in and day out that support our success. So I'm sure we have all at some point in our lives set a New Year's resolution or some kind of goal. Some people do it at the beginning of the year, some people do it on their birthdays. Research shows that for New Year's resolutions, 92% of them fail by January 21st. And this is primarily because we set these goals that are too big. We're trying to change too many things at one time. So my advice when it comes to effective habits is to focus on small habits. Focus on improving things just 1% at a time. We call them laughably small improvements. So instead of taking, want to change everything, like Sarah, so she was a COO that we helped last year through some leadership coaching, and she was really struggling with time management, and she was just got some insight and some strategies and wanted to employ them all at once. And so instead We helped her make sure that she looked at sequencing some steps, helped her select one piece that she could really work on, focus, and improve every single day. We have this great habit builder system that she was able to use that helped support that success. And then those little changes really started to add up over time. Productivity went up and stress went down. So to wrap up, leadership stress can be mastered through these 3 key areas. 1, take the time to get to know yourself better. Make sure that there's clarity and alignment among your leadership team on what's most important. And 3, look at how you can build effective, small daily habits to support you in your productivity. So I'd love to hear how you master your stress or what kind of strategies you use. So please leave some comments down below. And you can also check the description for a link to our guide to increase engagement without overburdening your leaders. So it's really just a simple exercise that you can use to dramatically connect with your employees better and get some really, really dramatic results. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos. We're going to be talking a bit about managing conflict and how to have those critical and difficult conversations. And of course, I'm always happy to connect with leaders to chat about some of the challenges you're experiencing and how we might be able to help you remove some of the performance barriers. Take care.